What if the deer you were calling started calling your name back? These 3 disturbing, true hunting horror stories from real viewers will make you think twice before you ever step foot in the woods again. The trees have eyes, and they're watching. Let's dive in. Story 1, The Call That Knew My Name. I swear this is all true. It happened in November 2022 up near Hayward, Wisconsin. I'm a 42-year-old guy who's been bow hunting whitetail since I was a kid. That year, I went solo to my usual spot in the national forest because my buddy got the flu. I climbed into my lock-on tree stand about an hour before first light, got my thermocell going to keep the mosquitoes off Ian though it was cold, and waited. The woods were dead quiet except for the occasional owl. Around 7 a.m. I heard it, a deep throaty grunt from about 80 yards off to my left. Sounded like a nice buck. I sat up straighter, heart picking up. I told myself it was just another hunter or a real deer moving through. 10 minutes later, another grunt, closer this time. Then another. Each one perfect. Too perfect. I started getting that weird feeling in my gut, you know? But I rationalized it away. Probably just a buck responding to nothing. The wind shifted and this god-awful smell hit me. Like rotten meat mixed with piss. Not normal. I held my breath. The next grunt came from directly below my stand. I froze. Slowly I leaned forward and looked down. There were these long, dirty fingers wrapped around the tree trunk. Human fingers. Nails black and broken. Not a deer. Not an animal. Then it looked up. This thing had a deer skull strapped to its head with twine, but underneath were these sunken human eyes and a mouth full of yellow teeth stretched into a grin. It opened its mouth and grunted again, but this time it whispered my name right after. Mark. In a voice that was my own voice, but twisted. I lost it. I yanked an arrow and shot straight down. It screamed, a sound like a dying animal mixed with a man, and took off on 2 legs into the brush. I stayed up there shaking until almost noon. Pissing myself, I'm not ashamed to say. When I finally climbed down, the ground was torn up with human barefoot prints circling my tree over and over, mixed in with fake deer tracks made by dragging something. I packed my stand and never hunted again. But every fall, I still hear that grunt outside my house at night. I know it's waiting. That story still sends chills down my spine every time I think about tree stands at dusk. But if you think being alone was bad, wait until you hear what happened when a father and son split up on their annual hunt. Story 2, The Footprints That Weren't Mine. This next one is from my dad and me, and it ruined hunting for both of us. It was October 2021 in the San Juan Mountains outside Durango, Colorado. We were after mule deer with our rifles, like we'd done every year since I was 16. Dad was 58, tough as nails. We split up that morning to cover 2 different ridges. Standard procedure. I dropped a small 3-point buck around 10 a.m., radioed him, but no answer. Figured he was glassing hard. I field dressed quick and started hiking toward his area. Snow had fallen the night before, perfect tracking conditions. About halfway there, I saw his boot prints in the fresh powder. But next to them, another set. Same size, same tread pattern as mine, but they weren't there when we started. I told myself it was just another hunter crossing paths. No big deal. I kept going, calling on the radio every few minutes. Finally, I heard Dad's voice crackle back. Got one down. Come help drag, son. Relief flooded me. I followed the prints faster. The second set stayed right beside Dad's the whole way. When I crested the ridge, I saw him. Orange vest, kneeling by a big buck. I waved and yelled. He waved back slow. But something felt off. As I got closer, maybe 30 yards, I noticed the second set of prints ended right where he was. No one else around. My skin went ice cold. I stopped. Dad? I called. He stood up. But it wasn't Dad. Same build, same vest, but the face was wrong. Hollow cheeks, wild eyes. He was wearing Dad's hat. In one hand he had Dad's rifle. He smiled and said in Dad's exact voice, "Good job on that buck earlier, son." Then he raised the gun. I dove behind a rock as he fired. The shot hit the tree next to me. I fired back twice. He went down screaming. I ran to him. He wasn't breathing. But Dad? I found Dad 50 yards away, throat slit, body still warm. The psycho had killed him earlier, taken his clothes and radio, and lured me in. Police said it was a lone poacher. But they never explained the second set of footprints that matched my boots exactly, or why the guy had photos of me and Dad from the year before in his pocket. I don't hunt anymore, And every time I see fresh snow, I check for extra tracks behind me. Man, that one makes splitting up sound like the worst idea ever. Our final story, though. This hunter thought he finally found the perfect secluded spot. Turns out someone else had claimed it first and had been waiting a long time. Story 3, the man who shared my tree. Stand all right. This last one happened back in the fall of 2023 on public land in Pike County, Pennsylvania. I'm 37, work as a welder, and I hunt archery on state ground every year. I found this old homemade tree stand way off the main trails. Looked like it had been there for years. Solid 2-man platform about 18 feet up a big oak. Perfect spot, no other hunters around. I got there way before dawn, climbed up, strapped in, and got comfortable. The morning was crisp, leaves crunching below from squirrels. I sat for hours, no deer. Around 9:30, I started feeling watched, like heavy eyes on the back of my neck. I told myself it was paranoia from being alone, or maybe another hunter nearby. I even whispered, "Anyone there?" No answer. The stand creaked once, real soft, like someone shifting weight. I rationalized it was the wind or the tree settling. But then I caught this smell. Old sweat and gun oil, close. Too close. My heart started hammering. I slowly turned my head to the left, toward the other side of the platform. There he was, sitting cross-legged not 3 feet away, completely still. Full ghillie suit, face painted black and green, eyes wide open, staring right at me. He'd been there the whole damn time, silent as death. He had a hunting knife across his lap. Before I could move, he whispered, real calm, "You've been sitting in my stand for 4 hours now." His voice was raspy, like he hadn't used it in days. I panicked, tried to stand up fast. He lunged with the knife, sliced my arm open. We both fell out of the stand, crashing through branches. I hit the ground hard, broke my wrist, but I scrambled up and ran. He chased me for almost a mile, screaming that the woods belonged to him. I made it to my truck, locked the doors, and floored it out of there. The cops searched for days. They found a little camp near the stand, journals full of notes about every hunter who'd used that stand over the last 3 seasons, photos, my photo. He'd been watching me specifically. They arrested him 2 weeks later trying to hitchhike, but he's in a psych ward now. The doctors say he's not a danger anymore. I don't believe them. I haven't been back to the woods since. And sometimes, when I'm alone in my garage at night, I hear that same soft creak from the rafters above me. Those 3 stories are why I always tell people the woods don't belong to us. We're just visitors. If any of these hit you hard, smash that like button right now. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new true horror compilation. And if you've got your own hunting nightmare, drop it in the comments below. The scariest ones might make it into the next video. Stay vigilant out there, lock your doors, and whatever you do, don't go hunting alone. I'll see you in the next one.